And just, speaking on your own journey, I think you announced you were retiring in 2018.
Yeah, shit, I was. Like I said, like that whole thing with that album, I mean, it got to me. Like, I was at a place where, people was not only appreciating like what I had brought to the culture. A lot of people just tried to single me into, oh, he just made this one song. People who wasn't even actual fans of me or even
Yeah.
fans of music as a whole. Like they didn't take into account the fashion, or they didn't take into account the freedom, or they didn't take into account like the heart that I was trying to even create, like this whole punk rap, hardcore rap, like real rock star thing. Like when I was going around telling everybody I'm not a rapper, I'm a rock star. Everybody was looking at me crazy as shit. Like, nah, bro, you a rapper. Like, you rap, therefore you're a rapper. And I'm like, nah, but what about, like I said, I had a hardcore band. You listen to hardcore music, right? You have a lot of times where the dude that's screaming will rap,
Mm-hmm.
but you don't hear them call them rappers. They still rock stars, right? Even if they put that shit on a beat with an 808 electronic beat, they still consider them rock stars.
Mm-hmm.
But the moment you're a rapper forever. You know what I'm saying? No matter what you make, you're a rapper. And they even take it a certain way. Like when Lil Wayne, they say Lil Wayne tried to make a rock album. No, he made a rock album. Now, how people received it is one thing, but he made a rock album. And like the
Right.
progression is, that's the one thing I am happy about, the progression, because now you see Trippie dropped a rock album
Hell yeah.
and it did pretty fucking good.
Yeah, I love
like
Trippie.
it was well received.
Right.
He was able to just make that. And now you got so many different, they're finally giving us genres. Like you got like Yeet in the cloud rap, or
Right.
you got like Scarred, who's doing like the hardcore rap, or you got like Cardi is doing like like the what I would consider like grunge or like punk rap in his own way. You're getting those subgenres of rap. But at that time, it was just get to me. Like I wanted to be able to express myself as an artist completely, and I was just getting minimized into this little box, and
Right.
fucking up my whole mental. Hell yeah.
Man. Because I actually interviewed Flippa, right?
Yeah.
And did you guys share the same sentiments since he went through it with QC as well?
I feel like a lot of people that was over at QC had them same
Okay.
kind of sentiments. It was just, you just felt more like and we know that we tools at a certain point. Like when you sign that contract, you a slave. At one level or another, you are a slave. That just is what it is, but at the same time, you expect, if you give, then you get back what you give. And if you give your all to these people, right, you expect, especially when you like, I went to a label that looks like me. And I'm saying that like racially, like I didn't go and sign to the white people immediately. I went and signed with some people who look like me. And we made a pact together, like, we gonna lift each other up. Like, you put in this work and I'm gonna lift you up. I put in this work and we gonna lift each other up. And then like you put in all your work and they do the exact same thing that, or worse than what the other people would have did. So, you feel that way about it, but eventually you gotta let that shit go. Like it just, that bitterness or that feeling, it just end up destroying you anyway.
Right.
Which is why I fuck it. I at this point now I don't care about it. It's
Right.
what it is.
Are y'all on good terms now?
I haven't spoken to anybody at
Okay.
QC like management level in a while. I don't even remember the last time I spoke to anybody at the level. And I've spoken to different people
Right.
that's at QC. Like I seen Baby not too long ago.
Oh, okay.
And like I said, I've been knowing him a little bit longer. So, that was all good. I got too much love for him.
How'd you and Baby meet?
Through one of my mutual friends, J5.
Okay.
My boy Five is a rapper. Check J5 shit out. But met through him. And I've been rooting for him for a long time.
That's
I'm
tight.
always happy to see him win. Or people like him and like Thug and shit like that. Like I'm always happy to see anybody win. To be honest, like seeing Seth and Takeoff and all in win. Like I'm always happy about that. Like seeing Quavo be able to do his shit over here at with Ye and with Kanye and like him, everybody getting their roses where they supposed to get them at.
Right.
I'm always happy to see that.
Right.
I think the issue is just more so in all of us feeling like we created an era and all we wanted for that was the same thing that we gave. We just wanted that back.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
like give us that same love that we put in. Give us that back. You
Right.
know, and that's all that shit was.
For sure.
Yeah.
You mentioned Kanye. What are your thoughts on Kanye? I think I saw your tweet one time. You agreed that My Dark Twisted Fantasy wasn't his best project. or
No,
something.
I feel like that was him giving people what they wanted.
Okay.
And people take that to say that there is no, in my opinion, there is no bad Kanye album. There is no even like okay Kanye album. But my favorite Ye albums was always the ones where he pushed the boundaries. Like when I heard all the first albums, everybody's like, "Oh, the college dropout," and that was cool. Late Registration, all those were great. Those great albums. But I immediately was drawn to Graduation because you could tell he finally felt vindicated and free. That was like probably the first time he felt vindicated. Where he was, I mean, he even said, "Can I talk my shit again, even if I don't hit again?" Dog, are you fucking kidding? You know what I'm saying? Like I like when you rap those lines from Graduation, like you feel like that, you know. And if you ever felt like that, you feel like that. And like when 808s came out, you know, I knew 808s was something special, even when a lot of people didn't.
I
Same with
love
Yeezus.
808s. That's my
Yeah,
favorite
like
album.
he poured his soul out, you know. And I felt like with my Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy, I felt like he wasn't succumbing to the pressure of everything. It was just he felt like he was about to.
Right.
And so he gave everybody what they wanted. He gave them the sweeping, gigantic beats and, you know, the orchestral fucking magnificence that you expect to hear from a Kanye West production. You know what I'm saying? Like he gave them that. He gave them the huge collabs. He gave them everything they wanted. So that it was impossible for anybody to say that this isn't a masterpiece.
Right.
But the other ones was so far ahead. And as a person that I've always lived in the future, like as a person that's so far ahead, like to hear him make like those industrial sounds and like to bend the auto tune and shit like that, or like even like with Pablo and all that, like when he was able to come at it a whole different way, I felt like those was just like way more like they should be applauded way more.
Right.
You know, and eventually everybody agreed too. You know,
Right.
so hell yeah, I agree with him 100%.
Love that. Talk about. Well, just want to touch on 2019. You survived an almost fatal car crash.
Yeah.
And then you revealed you have a flesh-eating disease. Man.
Yeah, that was a crazy time. Fucking crazy. I mean, obviously, like, you know, I got the shades on, so people think I'm like blinders. No, I'm perfectly fine.
Okay,
you know,
cool.
but like my so like what's left over from the necrosis on my face, like you said, I got like a little piece of my eyelid missing. So I just try and keep the shades on just for one, because like now I got like a half an eyelid. Sometimes like my eye look kind of crazy. And like the light will sometimes fuck with me and give me like little headaches. But now it was a crazy time. You know, I had like a cut on my face, like on my eye, and then it got infected. And I got necrotizing fasciitis, which is literally flesh-eating bacteria.
How does that happen? Like, does your doctor take responsibility for that? Like,
no, and I started. I was gearing up for a lawsuit, and then like so much stuff happened.
Okay.
Like in between time, I had to spend so much money just taking care of my face, and like making sure like they wanted to give me skin grafts and all this kind of stuff, and I was like completely against it. Like I didn't want them to cut anything else off me to replace anything else.
Damn.
So I was like, I had like it was crazy. This little Mexican lady was actually the one that told me to like just start getting aloe leaves, like actual aloe leaves, and start breaking them down and like making a paste out of it. And so I did that shit for like a year straight.
Wow.
You know, and my face actually healed on its own, and like then my head healed on its own. And but for like a solid year straight, like I had like no face. You know, I had like a gigantic painful open wound on my face. Like my face was an open wound, and then my head, and you know, it happened at the worst time because then it happened and then COVID happened.
Oh, wow.
So like I had those two issues where I couldn't go outside.
Right.
And then when I finally could, people assumed, you know, everybody was like super germophobic at the time. So, you know, you see a guy with like half a fucking face and you immediately start thinking like, oh my God, you know, I feel like a fucking zombie. So I was like super depressed. I was like hella depressed, but I had to just, you know, stay on it.
I was gonna say how you get through that, you know, talk about mental health. Like, and you know, I know that when you came out with it, like a lot of people cared. They were like,
a lot of people, and
yeah,
man, I appreciate, like, so many of my fans, like, I felt like I was such a small, like, I was like, damn, bro, how did this happen to me? And thank God for, like, all the people in the world and all my fans, but I had so many people that reached out to me and was like,
yo.
yo, bro, I went through that too. I had
Oh,
necrosis, and
wow,
like,
really?
yeah, I still got like all the pictures and emails and everything. Like, people was like, yo, I went through the same thing, and like, I lost like part of my hand, or I lost my arm, or
Wow.
like my aunt went through that and she lost her leg, or like, and so when that's something that I felt was like so unknown and so rare, which it still is,
Right.
but I felt like, okay, like, there's a community here of people, and like, I had so many people reach out and DM me that my Instagram to this day still, like, it bugged out, like,
Yeah.
until this day, like right now, when I go on my Instagram messages, I still have messages that I get from 300 weeks ago, 256 weeks ago, that because my inbox was just so overloaded, it couldn't
Right.
keep up. So
That's
I was
wild.
seeing messages and thought I was responding to everybody, only for like a year later for me to get a whole nother 200 messages. And so, like, yeah, my fans and my supporters, I cannot thank them enough.
Right.
And like, everybody that supported me, I cannot thank them enough, because like, it was days where they really kept me going. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
Like, it was days where I was like, you know what, fuck it, I'm throwing in the towel.
Right.
And they kept me going. You know what I'm saying?
Did
So
you
hell yeah.
did you record it all during those?
Yeah, fuck yeah. I mean, shit, man. If I didn't record in that time, I probably would have thrown in the towel. I probably would have off myself, man. Like, that outlet of being able to make music and like get my pain out. Like, I made Maco Got That Flame, which a lot of people, like a lot of my fans, a lot of people that wasn't my fans before became my fans after hearing that tape. I was able to put out a lot of my pain and like my little subtle victories, like the little confidence I still had left. I was able to put it into that project
Right.
and feel so much better,
For
you know.
sure.
And that's what music should do for people.
Facts. 1000%. I think you put out God of Rage recently.
Yeah. God of Rage dropped in November. Um, which it was delayed so long. God of Rage supposed to drop like a couple years ago,
What
but
happened? The
everything
QC?
happened with my face.
Oh,
No,
okay.
everything happened with my face and everything like that. So I couldn't shoot any videos. I couldn't do any interviews. I couldn't, like, I did one tour, which was like a Asian tour with me and my boy Kino Beats. We did Korea, China,
Oh
and
shit.
Japan. And that was like the last tour I could do before like my face got too bad for me to even
Right.
be able to like go outside or do anything like that. So I was able to take care of some shit then, and to finally get God of Rage out felt really good. Just because it was the evolution of everything. Like, I was finally able to show people, like, like the evolution of all my singing stuff from like way back when. Like, I had developed my voice, and like even like the rock star shit I'm doing, it wasn't just yelling at the top of my voice. I had actually made it into an actual form, and I've been working on it so much. So I was finally ready to get it to people, and I was really nervous about it until, thank God, like a whole lot of red dropped, and I was like,
Oh
damn, like
really?
yeah, because like right when I was listening to like all of the like video game beats, because I had been making like Zelda samples, like from Ocarina of Time, like all these like D. Dot Will's making like a bunch of like glitch realm shit. Man, like one of our songs that me and D. Dot Will made actually got put into a movie,
Oh
and that was
yeah.
another big thing. That song made it into a movie, and I was like,
Rush?
okay, yeah, it made it into Rush. So we got
Tight.
like the main song for Rush, and I was like, damn. So like my punk rock shit, people are gonna fuck with it as long as
Tight.
they get to listen to it. And so I recorded Black Sabbath Volume 7, which I haven't put out, and I finished up the last parts of God of Rage and the deluxe edition, which I'm still gonna drop the deluxe edition to my
Okay.
fans that's watching this. And I was able to put that shit out. Not shit. I feel vindicated just putting it out, but now I gotta shoot all the content and stuff.
Right. Are you releasing independently right now?
Yeah, I'm releasing under my own label,
Okay.
Desperado Records.
Okay.
Shouts to Empire, shouts to
Okay.
Ghazi. Hell yeah, that's the fucking gang. Empire
Yeah.
is going up.